Welcome to 3D Dinosaur Adventure. Get ready. Put your 3D glasses on.
You can take your 3D glasses off now, but keep them handy. You'll also find 3D images in the 3D Dinosaur Museum, Art-a-Saurus, and the reference section. Welcome to Dinosaur Adventure 3D. If you need more help, click on the question mark.
3D Dinosaur Museum.
Welcome to the 3D Dinosaur Museum. Put your 3D glasses on. How well do you know your dinosaur facts?
Owen. This is no lizard. By 1841, several major dinosaur fossil discoveries had been made around England. Yet most of the scientists who studied them believed they were nothing more than members of a group of giant lizards. That is until Sir Richard Owen took a closer look at the evidence. Owen was a famous British anatomist who studied the physical relationships between different groups of animals. When Owen studied the three most important fossil discoveries at the time, he quickly concluded that the bones were not at all like the bones of any lizard alive at the time. In fact, they were so different that he believed the fossils must have come from an entirely different group of animal, which had long since vanished from the earth. He called this new group of animal Dinosauria, which meant terrible reptile or fearfully great reptile. Owen described these creatures as being giant elephant-like reptiles, which lumbered clumsily on all fours. Eventually, Owen published his findings in a book, which created an enormous stir in England, where people were fascinated to discover that a race of huge animals inhabited the earth long before there were people. A singular Big Bang. Most scientists believe the universe began from a singularity, an impossible-to-imagine point, so small that it had no size at all. Then that point, which they think contained everything that there is in the universe, matter, energy, and even time and space, exploded with an enormous rush. Scientists don't know what caused this point to explode in a Big Bang about 15 billion years ago, and they don't know what, if anything, existed before the bang occurred, or even if there was a before it happened. So-called black holes are believed to be similar to this singularity, except that they contain far less of the universe. Black holes are believed to be collapsed stars of such density and gravitational strength that once caught, nothing, not even light, can escape their pull. Scientists believe that as the Big Bang exploded outward in a blaze of energy, the universe was blown up like a child blows up a balloon. Life. How did it happen? Here you can see an outline of the history of the universe. In the sky are galaxies and the comets, planets, and moons that formed in the solar system, plus, of course, the sun, on which all life depends. In the ocean at the far left are the molecules that make up life. As you look to the right, you can see the bacteria that were the first cells of life, followed by more complex sea life, and finally, land life. This is the story science tells us. But how did it happen? Many scientists believe that by chance, molecules combined into simple life forms, and experiments have shown that with the right atmosphere, lightning and solar radiation could create simple amino acids that are the building blocks of life. Then these amino acids could combine into simple life forms, and these in turn could change into increasingly complex life forms by the process of evolution outlined by naturalist Charles Darwin. Some scientists, however, don't believe this. They think that early life may have come from outer space. Why? Because, in the words of scientists Francis Graham Smith and Bernard Lovell, the possibility of molecules randomly combining into life within no more than 1 billion years is vanishingly small. Therefore, some scientists, such as geneticist Francis Crick, have concluded that early life must have come from outer space. Estimenosuchus, mammal reptile. This mammal-like reptile, called Estimenosuchus, lived in the Permian period, just before the Triassic, when the dinosaurs appeared. Estimenosuchus means strong garment reptile. It had large, sharp front teeth, but tiny side teeth, suggesting it ate plants. Its skull, about 36 inches long, was heavy and had bony lumps on its forehead and snout, perhaps for fighting other male Estimenosuchuses. Coelophysis, the cannibal. This small, compact dinosaur was built for speed and agility. While Coelophysis stood only about 7 feet tall, its powerful rear legs and long, slender body made it a fast and deadly predator. It had a long, narrow head and a mouth filled with numerous razor-edged teeth. Unlike other dinosaurs, the leg bones of Coelophysis were nearly hollow, which helped reduce its total body weight and increase its speed. In 1947, dozens of Coelophysis skeletons were found in a mass grave in New Mexico, which has led many scientists to believe that these dinosaurs hunted in large packs. Strangely, at the same location, some adult Coelophysises contained the skeletons of their young. At first, this was thought to be proof that they may have given birth to live young, rather than laying eggs like other dinosaurs. But now it is believed that Coelophysis was probably a cannibal that occasionally ate its own offspring. Plateosaurus, first large reptile. Plateosaurus, or flat reptile, was one of the first large plant-eating dinosaurs known as prosauropods. These were the ancestors of the much larger sauropods, which includes Brachiosaurus and Apatosaurus. Plateosaurus lived during the late Triassic and early Jurassic periods and ranged all over what is now northern Europe. At a major fossil site in Germany, dozens of Plateosaurus skeletons have been uncovered at the same location, leading some scientists to believe that this dinosaur traveled in large herds, as it browsed among trees and bushes, which were its food. Plateosaurus measured up to 23 feet long, with a tail that made up almost half of its length. Plateosaurus had a rather small head compared to the rest of its body. Its many leaf-shaped teeth had large, coarse serrations, very similar to modern plant-eating lizards. Plateosaurus probably spent most of its time walking around on all fours, though occasionally it reared up on its strong back legs to nibble at the tops of trees. Self-sufficient eggs. Before reptiles could spend all their time on dry land, they had to develop a new way to give birth to their young. No matter how much time amphibians spent living on dry land, they always had to return to the water in order to lay their eggs. That's because baby amphibians, known as larvae, were too small and frail to survive on land without being crushed or drying out. So about 400 million years ago, certain amphibians began to lay a new kind of egg. It was called the amniotic egg. An amniotic egg is a specialized egg that is very similar to the eggs that birds and lizards lay today. The first amniotic egg was covered by a leathery shell, not a hard shell like a chicken egg, and contained everything needed for a young, undeveloped animal, called an embryo, to grow into a fully functioning baby that would eventually crack through the shell. Inside, the amniotic egg was divided into 4 major cavities that performed special functions to help the embryo develop. The main cavity held the embryo, which was surrounded by a fluid called the amnion that helped keep the embryo moist and cushion it from the vibrations of the outside world. Another cavity, called the yolk, contained a food supply for the embryo. The waste products from the growing embryo went into another cavity called the allantoic cavity. Finally, oxygen entered through tiny holes in the shell into an area known as the chorion. With sturdy, self-sufficient eggs like these, reptiles were free to move as far as they liked on land, inhabiting new terrain like grassy lands and dry, hot deserts. Making tracks in Texas. Dinosaur trackways are some of the most informative fossil remains to be found. Fossil tracks were formed when dinosaurs walked over wet sand or soil and left an imprint which was quickly covered with sediment and thereby preserved. Most often, this occurred along the sides of rivers or lakes where dinosaurs might have traveled. One of the most famous dinosaur trackways was discovered in Texas at a place named the Glen Rose Formation. These fossil imprints show 23 overlapping trackways made by a large number of 4-legged plant eaters, most likely the giant Apatosaurus. There were trackways of both young and adult dinosaurs. At first, scientists thought the great number of tracks was proof that these dinosaurs traveled in large herds. But now scientists believe that the tracks were probably formed around the side of a lake, where many large dinosaurs may have traveled at different times. These tracks also helped disprove a common myth held about the way large 4-legged dinosaurs, like Apatosaurus, known as sauropods, carried their tails. Most believed that sauropods dragged their immense tails along the ground. But the Glen Rose tracks had no signs of tail marks, which meant that even giant sauropods held their tails aloft. Museums. To learn more about dinosaurs, check the lists of dinosaur museums below.
Hey, let's go see a dinosaur movie.
Watch as a fierce Allosaurus threatens a peaceful Stegosaurus. The long-necked Apatosaurus was one of the largest animals to walk the earth. Let's watch as it has a little snack. It all seems like a day in the park for a family of Rabdodons until a hungry Albertosaurus shows up for lunch. Watch as two hungry Allosaurus try to catch a couple of Lambeosaurs as they race across the open landscape. But be careful, they might see you. Why did dinosaurs become extinct? Here's one possibility. Scientists believe that the Deinonychus was one of the most ferocious dinosaurs ever. He sure sounds mean. The Deinonychus was a fast, efficient predator that hunted in packs. Watch how effective they are as they hunt an egg-stealing Struthiomimus. While dinosaurs appear ferocious, many were good parents, protecting and taking care of their offspring until they were old enough to fend for themselves. The Allosaurus was the smaller, faster cousin of the Tyrannosaurus, but many dinosaur experts believe it was even deadlier. A hungry group of apatosaurs stopped for breakfast on a bright Jurassic morning. The parents of a baby hadrosaur wait anxiously for their new arrival to hatch from its egg. One good thing about dinosaurs being extinct, you'll never have to come face to face with a charging Allosaurus. Two hadrosaurs prepare a nest. Since no one really knows what dinosaurs were like, it's possible that a meeting between a Tyrannosaurus and a Triceratops might have gone like this. Not.
Hey, there's Triceratops.
Oh, no, not this guy again.
Hey, Triceratops, I think there's something on your shoulder. Here, let me help you with it.
Listen, Rex.
Yeah, it's nasty.
How you doing? Look, why don't you just go down to somebody else, okay? Like, I saw a Stegosaurus a couple miles back. I think that would be great if you would just go bug him.
Almost got it. Oh, it slipped away.
Stop it. There is
Under your chin.
nothing
Under your
on
chin.
my back.
Yeah, right under there. No. Hold still. Let me see. Oh.
Back off. Thank you. Look. Why do you always have to pick on me? I don't like
Darn,
it. No,
missed it.
no.
Well,
Don't touch me.
I know it.
I don't want to
I'm
be
gonna
touched.
grab it
all
for you,
right?
okay? I'll
You
grab it.
can't
Grab
help
with
me.
my forearms.
Oh,
it got away. Fooled you. Got you down again. What's this? I got something on my teeth.
Called the trumpeter, the Parasaurolophus could have used its 6-foot-long crest as a horn to warn other dinosaurs of danger. On January 7, 1986, scientists in California launched a model of Quetzalcoatlus, the largest flying dinosaur, and it really flew. Watch closely as a Tyrannosaurus grows from fossil to live moving dinosaur right before your eyes. If this Stegosaurus doesn't look too bright to you, it's probably because he has a brain the size of a walnut. The Struthiomimus may look like an ostrich, but he's really an egg-eating dinosaur. Scrambled, anyone? The plant-eating Triceratops was one of the last dinosaurs on Earth before they became extinct. Using the latest computer-driven animation, scientists have put together this model of a moving, breathing Tyrannosaurus. Tyrannosaurus, king of the tyrant lizard, was the largest predator ever on the face of the earth. Listen. The Triceratops was normally a peaceful creature, but when attacked by a predator like the Tyrannosaurus, its sharp-plated head made it a fierce opponent. Scientists believe that the velociraptor, or speedy plunderer, hunted in packs to bring down prey much larger than itself. A Dimetrodon is not a dinosaur at all, but a reptile. Scientists believe it used the large sail on its back to gather warmth from the sun.
Do you really know your dinosaur names? Can you find the Apatosaurus? Keep looking. Keep looking. You're right. This is an Apatosaurus. Can you find the Triceratops? You're right. This is a Triceratops. Can you find the Brachiosaurus? You're right. This is a Brachiosaurus. Can you find the Albertosaurus? Keep looking. Keep looking. You're right. This is an Albertosaurus. Can you find the Pteranodon? You're right. This is a Pteranodon. You're doing great. Can you find the Stegosaurus? You're right. This is a Stegosaurus. Can you find the Tyrannosaurus Rex? You're right. This is a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Can you find the Maiasaura? You're right. This is a Maiasaura. Can you find the Allosaurus? You're right. This is an Allosaurus. Are you ready for level 2? These are a little harder. Can you find the wild-looking eggs? Let's create our own dinosaur.
No one knows exactly what dinosaurs and prehistoric reptiles really looked like. So why don't you create your own? Put on your 3D glasses and select a dinosaur from the bottom row. Then click on a skin texture at the top. To rotate your dinosaur, click on its picture. To hear what your dinosaur has to say, click on the Talking Dinosaur button. Wireframe pattern.
Albertosaurus.
Look, Ma, no internal organs.
Rainbow pattern.
Wow, totally cool.
Marble pattern.
Do you have any shoes to match?
Dalmatian dog pattern.
You really need puny forearms and a powerful jaw filled with teeth to wear leopard spots.
Checkerboard pattern.
Is it my imagination, or do I resemble a tablecloth?
Elephant skin pattern.
Ah, that's more like it. With this color skin, at least I can hide somewhere.
Fractal pattern.
Oh, this is so nice. Really nice. Oh, but will it shrink in the dryer?
Wood pattern.
Is this what they call a natural wood grain finish?
Zebra skin pattern.
Well, if you ask me, only plant eaters should be wearing zebra stripes. They're just not for carnivores.
Gold pattern.
Ooh, suddenly I feel so valuable.
Deinonychus.
Oh, yes. Shiny skin like this would have been nice in a jewelry store, but not in a prehistoric jungle.
Zebra skin pattern.
Oh, I can't believe that animals called zebras run around like this all the time. It's so embarrassing.
Wood pattern.
You probably think I'm a hat rack or something.
Fractal pattern.
With this skin, I might be able to hide in a paint store.
Elephant skin pattern.
If I had a trunk at the end of my nose, you might just confuse me with an elephant. Then again, maybe not.
Checkerboard pattern.
Yeah, right.
Okay, come on, let's go. Come on. Good trick. Now give me back my skin. Come on, that's right, you heard me. Give it back. Come on, give me back my nice green scaly skin. Come on. Hey, you hear me? Did you hear me? Where is it? Where'd you put it? Huh? Come on. Hey, anybody out there? Give it back. Come on. Please. Pretty please. Hello?
Dalmatian dog pattern.
Leopard spots. I love them.
Marble pattern.
This wouldn't be so bad if I were in the center of a dining room table.
Rainbow pattern.
Radical here. Where's the black light?
Wire frame pattern.
Why are you looking at me like that? Ha! Get it? Wire! That's a joke!
Diplodocus.
This does not compute. This does not compute.
Rainbow pattern.
Hey, have you got my tie-dye t-shirt?
Marble pattern.
Can I ask you a very personal question? Has a dinosaur ever told you that he loved you? Well, I love you.
Dalmatian dog pattern.
Am I a leopard or am I a Dalmatian? Whatever I am, Triceratops is gonna go wild when he sees me.
Checkerboard pattern.
Care for a game of checkers?
Elephant skin pattern.
Oh, this elephant skin may be boring, but it sure helps me hide from the scary meat-eating dinosaurs like Tyrannosaurus Rex. Yes, it does. It really does.
Fractal pattern.
One look at me and a dinosaur would be scared. Whoa, scared myself.
Wood pattern.
I look just like wood. Well, guess what? I'm not made of wood. I'm actually a collection of tiny electrical impulses being fired from a cathode ray tube. Interesting, isn't it?
Zebra skin pattern.
Put me in a forest with some shadows and no one would find me.
Gold pattern.
Oh, wow! What would Dilophosaurus say about me now?
Parasaurolophus.
Is this too fancy for a first date? Honestly, you can tell me.
Zebra skin pattern.
I was looking for something a little more festive.
Wood pattern.
Whatever you do, don't light a match near me.
Fractal pattern.
You had all these colors to choose from, and you picked this one?
Elephant skin pattern.
All I need now is a bow tie and a cummerbund, and I'm ready for a wedding.
Checkerboard pattern.
When I said camouflage, this isn't exactly what I had in mind.
Dalmatian dog pattern.
You know, these spots would be nice in a dimly lit restaurant with lots of shadows.
Marble pattern.
Someone said I was a very polished dinosaur. I think I know what they mean now.
Rainbow pattern.
Frankly, until now, I wasn't very impressed with your little bag of tricks. However, I must admit this latest transformation was quite amazing. Look at me now. I haven't looked this good since that hot day in July 82 million years ago.
Wire frame pattern.
With this bright phosphorescent wireframe skin, I would scare the living daylights out of almost any dinosaur.
Pteranodon.
Is it true that I have no internal organs? So how can I still be alive? How can I be talking to you? Why can I contemplate your existence? Weird.
Rainbow pattern.
Not.
Marble pattern.
To be marble or not to be marble? That is the question.
I guess you answered it for me.
Dalmatian dog pattern.
Do you have this in another size?
Checkerboard pattern.
Why do I suddenly feel silly?
Elephant skin pattern.
Sure, it's boring, but I'd rather be boring than a dinner for an Allosaurus.
Fractal pattern.
Of course, you do realize that dinosaurs like me became extinct millions of years ago. We were also not covered by strange and unnatural textures like this. We also couldn't speak. Okay, maybe I'm the one who needs a little help around here.
Wood pattern.
They say I've got a wooden personality. They're absolutely right.
Zebra skin pattern.
Let's get in a car and drive forever.
Gold pattern.
Hey, I'm so shiny I can see myself in myself.
Stegosaurus.
I feel like $1,000,000. After taxes, of course.
Zebra skin pattern.
You think I'm gonna go out looking like this? Oh, no way! What would Allosaurus think of me?
Wood pattern.
If you think you're gonna use me in your next campfire, you got another thing coming.
Fractal pattern.
All of a sudden, I feel young again. Let's go dancing.
Elephant skin pattern.
Hey, I like this. It's not too flashy. Do you make it in lightweight cotton?
Checkerboard pattern.
I really thought you had better taste than this.
Dalmatian dog pattern.
So, I was hiding in the shadows the other day, and this Tyrannosaurus Rex walked right by me. Wow, he didn't even know I was there.
Marble pattern.
Hey, Tyrannosaurus Rex, come and try and take a bite out of me now.
Rainbow pattern.
Somewhere over there. Hey, that's me.
Wire frame pattern.
Nice trick. One moment I'm a living, breathing dinosaur. The next moment I'm an edited. What am I anyway? Please, Mr. Wizard, bring me home.
Tarbosaurus.
Don't tell me Stegosaurus is wearing the same thing.
Rainbow pattern.
I feel happy.
Marble pattern.
Would you mind giving my tail a quick polish? It looks smudged.
Dalmatian dog pattern.
Why do I suddenly feel the urge to ride on top of a fire truck?
Checkerboard pattern.
I don't think it's such a good idea to laugh at me. I'm bigger than you.
Elephant skin pattern.
Hey, I'm pretty good looking.
Fractal pattern.
I simply don't care for this style.
Wood pattern.
I don't think Tyrannosaurus Rex would find me very appetizing.
Zebra skin pattern.
Zebra skin! All the dinosaurs are wearing it!
Gold pattern.
Boy, you really know how to make a dinosaur feel special.
Triceratops.
Hey, what's the price of gold these days? I may really be worth something.
Zebra skin pattern.
I told the hairdresser I just wanted one streak, and this is what I get.
Wood pattern.
Would you like to guess what texture this is? Ha! Got it? Wood! Wood! I'm made of wood! Well, I thought it was funny.
Fractal pattern.
Honestly, I prefer plaids.
Elephant skin pattern.
This is most definitely me!
Checkerboard pattern.
Just where do you expect me to hide with this skin? An Italian restaurant?
Dalmatian dog pattern.
After this, I'm planning a career as a professional model!
Marble pattern.
Marble is a wonderful skin to have. It's just not so easy moving around in.
Rainbow pattern.
I guess I'm what you'd call a colorful character.
Wire frame pattern.
I feel so naked.
Tyrannosaurus.
I feel so empty inside.
Rainbow pattern.
You wouldn't happen to have this in a zebra skin, would you?
Marble pattern.
I was hoping that someday they would dedicate a statue to me. I had no idea they would turn me into a statue.
Dalmatian dog pattern.
Someone told me that humans make coats out of leopard skin. Well, don't get any bright ideas, 'cause I'm a meat eater. Growl!
Checkerboard pattern.
How would you feel if I dressed you up like a tablecloth?
Elephant skin pattern.
Do you have any tissue? I feel like blowing my nose.
Fractal pattern.
Excuse me, where's the bathroom?
Wood pattern.
I'd better not go out in the rain or I'll rot.
Zebra skin pattern.
I'm so hungry I could eat a horse or a zebra. Oh, maybe I just did.
Gold pattern.
I'm made of gold! I'm made of gold! I can't believe it! Gold! Real gold! Wait a second. Is this some kind of weird computer trick? I mean, are you going to push some button on that keyboard of yours and make me disappear? Please, don't! No! Don't go near that keyboard! No, no! No! Please!
Velociraptor.
Hey kid, you got the Midas touch.
Zebra skin pattern.
Did you get a look at Triceratops? He looks horrible.
Wood pattern.
You know, for some reason I suddenly have this tremendous fear of termites.
Fractal pattern.
I haven't looked this sick since I ate those Triceratops horns 82 million years ago.
Elephant skin pattern.
Okay. Let's get a grip here. Last thing I remembered, I was grazing in a lush field of fibrous vegetation when suddenly I find myself in a small plastic box with a funny-looking creature looking at me. Is this some kind of out-of-body experience?
Checkerboard pattern.
So, what's for dinner? You are.
Dalmatian dog pattern.
Crazy, man. Crazy.
Marble pattern.
Why can't you just leave us dinosaurs alone? You know, we never bothered you. Well, of course, we've been extinct for 65 million years.
Rainbow pattern.
Okay, who's the wise guy that dyed my favorite pajamas?
Wire frame pattern.
That's the last time I go in for x-rays.
Can you recognize a dinosaur when you see one? Which reptile is this a part of?
You're right. I'm a Parasaurolophus, and that's my head crest. It measured 6 feet long and was made of a hollow nasal passage. I may have used it to make a loud trumpet-like sound.
Which reptile is this a part of?
You're right. I am a Dinosuchus, and that's my skin. It was very bumpy like a crocodile skin is today. Hey, I'm related to crocodiles. No wonder.
Which reptile is this a part of?
You're right. I'm a Dimetrodon, and that's my sail fin. I probably used it to absorb heat from the sun and warm my body. Remember, I was a cold-blooded reptile.
Which reptile is this a part of?
You're right. I'm an Allosaurus, and that's my eye. I probably had very good eyesight, so I could spot my prey from great distances.
Which reptile is this a part of?
You're right. I'm a Dilophosaurus, and that's my head crest. I probably used it to let other dinosaurs like me know whether I was male or female. In this case, I'm female, of course.
You're doing great.
Which reptile is this a part of?
You're right. I'm gonna go on and that's my tail. When I walked, I held my tail straight out behind me. It was a pretty handy weapon when I was in danger.
Which reptile is this a part of?
You're right. I'm a Euparkeria, and those are my forearms. I was an early ancestor of dinosaurs and ran for short distances on my hind legs.
Which reptile is this a part of?
You're right. I'm a Brachiosaurus, and that's my thigh. It was filled with a column-like bone that helped support my enormous weight.
Are you ready for level 2?
Which reptile is this a part of?
Let's play Save the Dinosaurs.
Great! You've made it! But there's not much time! A comet is about to hit the Earth and destroy all the dinosaurs! Fortunately, we've got an unbelievable opportunity to save some of the dinosaurs. A time tunnel has been discovered, and it's your assignment to bring back the doomed dinosaurs! Okay, it's time for your first mission! Find Plateosaurus. It was an ancestor of long-necked plant eaters like Brachiosaurus.
You got the wrong dinosaur. I'm Coelophysis, a small, fierce meat-eater who probably hunted in packs.
You did great! You saved one dinosaur! Now for mission 2! Go save Stegosaurus! Unfortunately, we do not have much information on Stegosaurus, but we do know it was small and ran on... Mission completed! Now for mission 3! Go save Brachiosaurus! It is possible that no land animal, living or dead, was as massive as the giant planty... You've almost completed the first level! Now, for mission 4! Go save Ankylosaurus! Ankylosaurus was a small dinosaur that lived... Great! Mission completed! Now for mission 5. Save Coelophysis! Coelophysis was a late Triassic dinosaur that was 10 feet tall and 601 pounds. Hurry! Save Coelophysis! Congratulations! You've completed the first level of your assignment before the comet hit. Ha-ha! You've saved 5 living, breathing dinosaurs! But now it's time for level 2. Are you ready?
Are you ready to go on a dinosaur safari? Click on the prehistoric reptile that used its fin to collect heat from the sun. You're right! You found the Dimetrodon. It lived in the Triassic period and was an early ancestor of mammals. Click on the dinosaur that may have butted heads with other dinosaurs, just like mountain goats do today. You're right! You found the Stegosaurus. Its thick, bony head could withstand incredible force. Click on the meat-eating dinosaur that had a massive skull and a mouthful of razor-sharp teeth. You're right! Allosaurus lived in the Jurassic period and probably hunted large plant-eaters like Brachiosaurus. Click on the giant plant-eating dinosaur whose 45-foot-long tail could be used like a giant whip against attackers. You're right! You found the Diplodocus. This dinosaur grew as long as 100 feet and had an enormous neck and a tiny head. Click on the prehistoric reptile whose body hasn't changed much in 80 million years. You're right! You found the Archelon. It was a marine turtle that looked very much like a sea turtle does today. Click on this. Read along with the Dinosaur Storybook.
Long, long ago, animals called dinosaurs lived on the earth. Art-a-Saurus, Triceratops. There were big ones.
Ultrasaurus.
And small ones. Hatchling. There were wet ones. Plesiosaurus. And dry ones. Triceratops. Some flew in the sky. Quetzalcoatlus. And some walked on the ground. Ankylosaurus. Some ate plants. Stegosaurus. And some ate other dinosaurs. Tyrannosaurus. Where did they all come from? From mother and father dinosaurs, of course. Triceratops. Where did they go? Well, we don't know, but some people think comets killed them all. Comet. And now all that's left is bones. Dimetrodon.
Great job!
See you soon!
Every last dinosaur is extinct, but you have the power to bring them back to life. Click on any reanimation window to start. Brace yourself. You are now ready to reanimate extinct dinosaurs. To your left are all the tools you'll need to bring creatures like Velociraptor and Pteranodon back to life. Just select one of the frighteningly realistic backgrounds to start. Then choose any of the dinosaur animations and stickers and watch your picture come alive. If you want to know more about any of the Reanimator's tools, click on the question mark at the bottom of the screen. Triassic period. Jurassic period. Cretaceous period. Death of the dinosaurs. Dinosaur metropolis. Dinosaurs on the moon. Dinosaur metropolis. This Ankylosaurus is built like a tank, with bony plates protecting its entire body like a giant suit of armor. Ankylosaurus. Brachiosaurus. Fire hydrant. Humans. Car wreck. Styracosaurus. Dinosaur fossil. Dinosaurs on the moon. American flag. Green alien. Spaceship. Brachiosaurus. Pteranodon. There's plenty of The awesome power of 3D Dinosaur Reanimator is now in your hands. Use the tools to your left to change this scene, or click the New button to start again.